Hello and welcome to Point Park University Esports in the NACE division. You are watching Game 3 of our League of Legends season. I am Carson Brunn,
What's going on? I'm Ricky.
and we are playing today against Boston College. You ready, Ricky?
Right. Yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. It's just we already got a Vladimir ban. Oh, we have a new ban. Um, okay. This is very it's very unique. Everybody's just it seems like everybody's just banning each other's comfort picks.
Yeah.
And Point Park banned. They have Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank is a super annoying support actually, which I actually hate him. But they banned Thrush and they banned Echo. Oh, they had the Jin Zhao pick. That is very Boston. Oh, that's very huge for Boston because Jin Zhao is just he's just such a team-oriented character, and he can go into the other jungle. Like he is meant to just cause ruckus the entire game.
Yes. And we have Point Park picking Victor, Kaquid picking Victor. So I guess we'll let the people know. We just got back from an esports event
Oh yeah,
out in
definitely.
Bridgeville at a movie theater that they're attempting or allegedly to repurpose
Yes.
into an esports theater, which is super cool. So shout out to those guys. That was an awesome event. It was
Very very exciting event.
a high school Rocket League invitational. So there
Yes.
were 4 high schools that turned up and played some really awesome games of Rocket League.
5 high schools, but yeah,
Shout
it
outs to
was
North Catholic
beautiful.
High School for winning the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, they
They
did amazing.
They were awesome. They faced off against Robert Morris at the end for just for show, and weren't quite able to get the victory. It was a little
Put up a
one
good
game,
fight
they
though,
put up
which
a
was
really good
actually
fight.
unreal.
It was an awesome event.
No, those kids have just amazing potential. All those teams that came out,
Yeah.
just amazing potential.
So shout out to those guys. Very cool event. Also, thank you to our sponsor Red Bull for hooking
Yes,
us up.
love Red Bull, of course.
Shout outs
I'm
to Red
actually
Bull.
drinking. I'm gonna drink another one.
Yep.
Okay, so
Killing God on Boston has picked Vayne,
Boston has
and
Vayne
Loras has
and
picked
Nautilus. Yeah.
And Glorified Places over on the Pioneers has picked Jinx, and Crush on You is in the process of
Jinx
picking.
is a really, really good pick. They were really, really comfortable. Point Park was very comfortable, especially Allison, because he usually plays carry, very comfortable on Jinx and on Lucian in last week's game. He just had a phenomenal performance, and
So
so
you're
I'm hoping to see that again out of him.
So you're thinking that Jinx gets swapped onto Alisson. All right. Very
Most
cool.
definitely. So now we're going
Jason Zed over on Boston is picking their 4th ban.
Point Park picks Set, and they banned Set as their 4th man, which I guess they don't really want to deal with Set.
I don't think so. And it looks like Crush on You picked Nami.
Okay, Trundle.
Ooh.
Okay, they banned Trundle.
Okay.
That's pretty unique. We saw some Trundle gameplay from Point Park last week and actually went really, really well for them, so
Yes, we did.
it does make sense. We have
But-
the 5th pick from Point Park, fifth ban pick.
Super excited to be back.
Banned Corky. Okay, I'm not.
Oh.
I wasn't expecting that because we
Where was I?
Point Park they played Corky last week, and
Yes.
it was working pretty well for them. So I'm surprised.
They're playing with-
The
Oh.
Mao fight. Now see that ban is very that's a very very good ban, but also opens up more windows for Point Park's top player because he also plays Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is
Yes.
a really fun pick, and so we're gonna have the Sejuani, which that's a very unique pick because just like Jin Zhao, she's very team fight oriented.
All right.
Definitely, she can go in, initiate fights with her freeze.
Was that
And-
was that a direct counter pick to someone over on Boston College team? Do you think?
It sure seems like it, but no, I don't
Okay.
think. I don't think that
Alright.
is Jin Zhao's. No, it's not Jin Zhao's counter, but I mean, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how they use Sejuani in these. Forgive me if I'm saying that name wrong, but how they use it in team fights since she is just so team fight oriented.
We've got Shen over on Boston College.
Yep, Cho'Gath. All right, I was expecting that.
Sorry, 30th parallel on Boston College picking Shen. And Dakibi on the Pioneers is
So we have
picking
parallel
Glass.
picking, so it's going to be
Cho'Gath, you called it.
yeah.
You did. There you go.
All right, there we go. And so if you don't know, already, in pro gameplay, we have priority picks, and so the team picks priority characters, and then after everyone picks, then they switch off to their respective roles.
Ricky Bobby, you were right on the money. Top laner is Cho'Gath, and bottom support is Jinx.
Carry. Yeah, carry is Jinx, and
Carry
of
is
course
Jinx. Yeah.
they go with the Nami support because the Nami support as just like the past 2 weeks, ever since the season has started, they've been sticking with this Nami support, and the Nami support has just been working so well for them when it comes to team fights, when it comes to securing kills, like just a groundbreaking character for Point Park.
Yes, it is. So we'll be going into our 3-minute spectator delay. So
Should be starting
right
now.
about
There we
now.
go.
We are in. So, Ricky Bobby, what do you want to see today from Point Park?
I wish I could say that I want to see a clean 2-0 like last week.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, that would be very nice.
That'd be sweet.
But I mean, I think this is gonna be a very, very intense game, a very different atmosphere than last week because just giving off the ranks, Boston College, they have very, very good players. They have especially they have 2 master players, which that is for League of Legends. That's very big. That's a very very big deal. And so it should be a good match. I think Park has a chance, just the same as Boston College has a chance to win. I really, like, my honest opinion, I want to see a game 3. I want to see a very, very
game 3 would be
intense
sweet.
game to where it's 1-1 and then one more game to close the set off for either team. Like that would be very lovely.
We'll see if Point Park can take that early game strategy they've been working on and developing over their practices that we saw really come out in game 2 and a little bit in game 1. We'll see if they can take that and see how that kind of pairs up against Boston College's early game.
Their early game strategy is just amazing.
Yeah, they have a very like solidified early game. So we'll see how that stacks up against Boston and sort of get a feel for things.
Got a minute
Should be
25
interesting.
now for a spectator delay.
Yes.
And what do you think about Allison picking Jinx and not Lucian? Because that kind of caught me off. That threw me for a whim a little bit.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd pick Lucian from last game, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like,
I
What do you
wanted
think
to
that
see. I wanted to see Lucian.
yeah, I was kind of
I
bored too
really
because
wanted to see Lucian. to
for
be
those of
honest
you
with you.
for those of you who don't remember last week, Allison went 20-0 with Lucian.
Yes,
and it was
he had quite the game. Lucian, of course, that was
nasty.
because of just how good the team played, but
Yeah,
just
that
him
was-
being on Lucian, being able to secure those kills when they're most needed, he did it phenomenally. And so I really hope we get to see Lucian and just in the set in general. The Jinx is amazing though. Amazing play, especially when you have a Cho'Gath and Sejuani to hide behind practically, then it's going to be amazing. I can't forget about this Victor as well. The Victor is just so good in mid.
Yeah, I'm wondering, and like, I think that like 20-0 was a little bit of an outlier. That was a particularly good game for him, but I wonder, do you think possibly they banned it because like they think the other team was going to run that, or
I'm not sure. They just didn't.
Yeah,
put it in
they
general. The other team didn't even Boston didn't even ban. But I really
Yeah.
want to see what's going on with Boston right now because they have Jinja. I'm putting so much emphasis in Jinja because he is such a good jungler right now. And if he gets fed in early game, then he can probably just take over the game by himself single-handedly because of just how the game is, where the game is at right now.
We're jumping in. 3-minute spectator delay is done. Let's see what we got.
Got some
Yeah, I ain't gonna
beautiful
lie to you.
skins.
If we're just gonna look purely off of visuals, Cho'Gath is a really cool looking champion. I thought he was really cool looking. We're
Very
all
well
spawning in.
Oh, and I nearly forgot about Boston College's Nautilus. That Nautilus is gonna be Nautilus is gonna be super
Might be a little bit
annoying.
of a problem.
Okay, and so Boston is 5-manning up in top lane. I'm not really.
Yep. What
sure
are they
they're
going for
doing
over
right
here?
now.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
They
Ricky
might
Bobby.
gank They might gank Oh.
Oh
Okay, it looks like
no!
they might do a 5-man gank on top. I'm not sure.
Are they gonna hide in this bush? No?
I don't think the Chode. I think
It looks
Kakui
like
doesn't
the
even
Pioneers.
realize. Oh, Kakui notices them.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but
Uh-oh.
then he hits him. Oh, and that's
That's
going to be
first
a
blood for Boston
certified kill.
College.
Wow.
First blood for Boston College.
And they're going to recall and just group up. Wow.
Looks like the Pioneers are all concentrated down in
Yeah, they were definitely concentrated down in
Blues
down
bottom.
in red side,
Yeah.
which I'm hoping. Oh, okay. Yeah, Point Park just warded that. I thought they were looking for an invasion. It seemed like they just gonna back off of that. And Jinzhao starting at his blue, which that's very unique compared to a lot of Jinzhaos. They start at red, so
A little bit of a different strategy, maybe.
yeah, definitely.
Point Park here picking up one of these little neutral objectives. We've got a little bit of a brawl starting here in the middle lane.
Everybody's just laying and filling each other out now. But I mean, what a huge
Trying to get some
pick
poke
by
damage.
Boston in that early game. That kind of puts them ahead
It does.
in gold, in a lot of gold. Put them ahead of 400
Yep.
gold.
Oh, get him.
Got a lot of
Come on.
possible fighting going on in bottom lane. Just poking each other out still. It's the beginning of the game. I'm not expecting to see a lot of aggressiveness right now, especially given just how Point Park plays. They don't really play that aggressive when it comes into the early game. But then when it goes into the mid game, you see some ganks and
Right.
especially with this bottom lane. If this bottom lane does really,
Little
really
fight with
well,
our Cho'Gath up here. Get him. No.
versus and
Feels run
Shen
a
with
little
some
bit.
really, really good poking.
Wow. Pressure on the tower over
yeah,
there.
a lot of pressure on the Cho'Gath, which that's just working really, really well. Jason on the Shen. Oh, and we're looking for a very
yes.
early gank. And as I said, Sejuani, very team fight oriented. Now they
Man.
they were able to secure
Oh,
the kill.
get
But
him.
maybe they can get the kill on the support. Oh, they just missed it.
No.
Oh, and they get the kill, and Jinzhao comes over, and that's looking like that is a fail gank, and also
Wow.
2 kills, going 3
Oh, boy.
kills for Boston College. Not even 5 minutes. Wow,
Jeez.
what an amazing!
That was an aggressive gank. Paid off for them though.
Oh, definitely. I think it just messed up. Just Sejuani tried to go for glorified places. They tried to go for that early, really, really early level 3 gank, and they weren't able to pull it off and ended up backfiring really, really hard on them. So hopefully Point Park can bounce back on that.
Yep. Still early. Nothing is decided.
And we have Kakui and Jason kind of just chilling at the top right now, not really seeing anything. But we are quite seeing. You can already see the CS difference, just a tad bit, a little bit of a 7 CS difference. Not that big of a difference, but still a difference.
No big gaps quite yet, but if the Pioneers aren't careful, that could slip into something a little bit more.
Yes, but if Jason does get level 6 with Shen, then that could be a very massive problem. You always want to hit level 6 before the other
Get him.
team. And that is looking like a very amazing game.
Yes.
Wow.
Wait, no, I thought that was. Oh, I had the colors wrong. Wait a minute, what?
Man. What's going on, dude?
I don't know. I'm all over the place.
It's been a very long day, man.
It's been a long day.
Nah, but Jinzhao just an amazing gank by killing God into the bottom lane and was able to secure a kill. And he's looking very, very good with 1 kill and 2 assists, and that's making him look really good. You can already see there's already a 2K gold difference.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it's just only hitting 5 minutes.
Not even. 20 seconds in 5 minutes. Wow.
This bottom lane is kind of struggling right now, and hopefully we can Point Park can get back up on their feet.
Yeah. It would appear.
We have Drake coming up.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of.
That's going to be the Windrake. Nope. That's going to be that's going to be the Windrake. That just spawned. Maybe we can try to
Sorry, guys. I think we're having some technical difficulties. I think our objective timers are being a little bit covered up by our mini map here, but I think
I see that now.
I think Mason and Nate are on there working on that. Speaking of which,
there's a massive fight going on in top lane, and
yes, there is.
And
they
Jinzhao
got
secures it.
No, he got away! Yay!
Jinzhao doesn't. Wow,
Our
I was
Cho'Gath
really expecting
lives.
Jinzhao to secure that. I went, Oh, it was very odd. I thought, I guess he didn't want to take the tower damage because he probably would have died. But, I mean, very good gank still. They baited out Kakweed's flash, which that's really, really good because Cho'Gath with no flash it's basically just
All right.
a slap fight at that point, just hoping to win.
We had Point Park working on some of those tower plates.
We have Crust playing really, really well with Victor right now. Has a lot of pressure in the mid lane. It seems like they're going to try to go for the Drake.
Is that first Drake is up. Let's see who gets
But they
that.
have to be careful of this Nautilus right now that's looking at them. And Vayne possibly going to try to contest that. Maybe they'll try to contest that. And I'm sorry, that is the Hexatech Drake. That is not the Wind Drake.
There we go.
Okay, and Point
Park
Park
has
secures
secured the Hexatech Drake.
Hexatech Drake, the first dragon of the game, which that's looking really well.
Sorry about that, guys. I was just trying to see if we could get those objective timers uncovered so y'all could see what was going on with those. They're a little bit covered up by the graphic on the mini-map, it looks like.
So everybody is playing safe right now.
It looks like it. We got our Cho'Gath up in the top lane here.
We have Cho'Gath and Shen just chilling right now.
All right, we've got Boston College pushing up on bottom lane tower, looking to destroy
There's
those
a lot
plates.
of action going on in this bottom lane. It seems like a lot, and at least with Point Park, most of the action, most of the time, happens in bottom lane. Not really sure why that is, but
yeah,
a lot of the action happens in bottom lane.
Oh, and it's quickly, Ricky Bobby. I didn't really go over this, but the Hexatech Drake. What buff is that giving the Pioneers right now?
So that is giving a health buff right now, and a little bit of a regen buff.
All right,
and
sweet.
Also since it changes the map terrain, it makes it a lot easier for junglers to get around the map, which that is really, really good. And it seems like, speaking of that, Sejuani is going to use her flash to get out of there, and maybe they're going to try to commit and kill this Sejuani, but it might be at a price.
Wow.
And Point Park trying to see if they can try to get some payback for this Sejuani, but now the mid dies, unfortunately, and that is going to be a massive, oh my gosh, just an amazing play by Boston.
They're smacking us up over here, man. Good play from Boston.
Took out the jungler and took out the carry, which is really, really good gold and just a good advantage in general for their players. You definitely don't want to get Vayne fed, but Vayne already has a 300 gold bounty on her with 3 kills and 3 assists. As you can see, getting her build online very, very fast. Already has boots.
Yeah, the Pioneers have, I mean, again, nothing's decided here because we're still very much in the early game. But
so
the Pioneers
some very, very unfortunate fights.
Yeah, the Pioneers have got to figure out how they're going to transition into the mid game to compensate for that loss in, not loss in gold, but just like that deficit in gold and kills.
Looking like a very huge deficit, a 4K gold deficit. I don't know how that's going to be looking, but we still have Rift Herald up. Maybe someone can get Rift Herald, hopefully.
Pioneers should probably try to prioritize that, right? Just to give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Well, also, but then you also don't want to have a failed team fight again.
Right, yeah.
That's
and they got our top laner.
And Shen, Jason takes out Kakweed, and that is going to be very, very huge for Shen, because now you're going to really see a huge gap in CS differences. You already have a 10 CS difference between the top lane, and Cho'Gath is on his second death now, which is quite unfortunate for a top laner.
Yep.
And here we go, Jin Zhao. He's going to be prioritizing that Rift Herald. I'm not sure that he's going to get contested. As you can see, Sejuani is recalling back, and you have Shen and Jin Zhao on the Rift Herald, which that's going to be very huge because you really don't know where and which lane Jin Zhao is going to use that Rift Herald to push their lane. And it seems like they might be pushing mid with that Rift Herald. Not very sure.
Got a little bit of a push here on bottom lane tower.
A lot of pressure from Boston in general. They're playing very, very solid, and every time Point Park tries to make a gank, they're just there to adjust and act accordingly.
Yeah.
Playing very, very solid right now. Sejuani kind of looking for a gank, but at a standstill right now, but backs off since they see that the other team is falling back now. A lot of action in mid right now.
Yeah.
A lot of poke damage from Crush.
They're just kind of poking at each other a little bit. Or a lot of
You
it.
have that
even.
Nami, y'all. Hopefully they can make a play here. Sejuani
No!
coming in for the gank. Maybe they can do something.
Get him!
But Vayne goes in, secures the kill on Jinx, secures the kill on Nami. Oh my gracious. And you have
Wow.
Shen. He just came out of nowhere.
Wow. I thought the Pioneers were going to – I thought Point Park was going to be able to bounce back a little bit.
No, they were definitely – it definitely looked good. And then out of nowhere, their top laner, Shen, comes out of nowhere. Then Jin Zhao comes up to help out their bottom lane and peel for them.
Jeez. So in the meantime, our Cho'Gath is going to try to get a little bit of damage on top lane.
Hopefully they can trade out towers.
Boston's
Point
got
Park
the Rift
gets
Herald.
the first tower, but then Boston gets the bottom tower, which that's going to be super huge. And they are also going to secure the Drake as well.
So they got first turret,
Wow.
and they're going to get themselves a
great
Drake.
Goodness gracious. A great
Are we going to
team fight right
contest?
now. Oh, it seems like it's
Yes!
going to be a contest maybe.
Oh!
Maybe you could try to secure it, but
Yes! Let's
and Point Park,
go!
Sejuani steals the Drake. Very, very good, but
That's all-
at
that-
a massive cost
Yeah.
of a team fight. Not really sure
So-
if that was worth it.
Oh, boy.
Unfortunately, that gives the mid
So-
a triple kill and possibly Fed as well. The entire Boston team has a gold bounty now, which is looking very, very hard to bounce back from. As you
Yeah,
can see, Kassadin,
we're looking
4-0. That's very dangerous for a mid to be fed. And the bottom is already looking practically fed, as it is doing a lot of damage to a lot of people.
We're looking at an 8K gold difference here.
Yeah, no, the goal
and a
difference is getting
15
a
kill
lot higher.
difference.
Oh my, I hadn't even noticed that. Wow. Yeah, now Boston College is playing very, very well. We got.
So was that dragon buff worth it? That's the question.
I do want to say it's worth it because that was the Ocean Drake, and the Ocean Drake is very just. Ocean Drake gives a lot of regen and a lot of healing, and that's definitely
Right.
not something you want to deal with since Boston is already looking pretty fed. The bottom's looking fed. Their mid lane is looking fed, and top lane is looking very, very good right now as well. So you definitely don't want to deal with that extra healing in those team fights. So it was a good steal, but just at a very
It was
bad
costly.
cost.
It was
yeah,
costly,
very costly.
but
Very costly.
maybe that regen and that health buff can help the Pioneers transition into their mid game and their late
Hopefully,
game a little
as
bit
you
better.
see Shen playing very, very confident against this Cho'Gath, he can just getting a lot of poke damage on this Cho'Gath. Maybe they can try to do something. They can if Cho'Gath can keep that Shen in top lane and not rotate like he did last time to bottom lane to get those just tons of kills for his team, then maybe we can do something. But everybody's kind of taking out each other's wards, as you can see, and
Yeah.
seems like there's not really much action in bottom lane anymore since they lost that first tower. They're kind of just looking for team fights now.
Looking
And
for some kind of push on Point Park's top lane tower.
It's like Nautilus is looking to try and make a play right now. I'm not very sure, but you have Sejuani in the blue side of the jungle now.
Oh!
Oh, it's not looking very good
Uh-oh.
right now for
Oh,
Victor.
boy.
But Victor was able to get out of there. But as you can see, Jin Zhao is coming in. He's coming in very, very hot, looking for that kill.
Wow.
And Kassadin secures the kill. Goodness gracious. And gets out of there. Thought he would have died to the tower, but got a
Team fight.
very, very good ult by Nami. But is it able to be enough to
Man.
make some sort of play? And it's not, unfortunately. Now as you see Jin.
Oh,
but Jin
there
with
we
the
go.
really, really good ult to try and secure it. Try to get something
Yeah.
out of that team fight.
Just anything so it's not a total loss. There's a first kill for the Pioneers.
They're trying to get anything that they
See.
can out of these team fights. Right
Yeah,
now.
that just goes to show you that like those first two dragon buffs are nice, but if they're not
They're
balanced,
definitely not worth losing a lot of people during that.
Yeah.
If you are getting a dragon buff and your entire team is dying for the dragon buff, then
Yeah.
it's just really hard to bounce back from that, especially since this Jin Zhao is looking really good right now with his ganks,
Yep,
securing
and
a lot
they
of kills
just
for his
smacked
team.
up our middle lane. Yeah, I was saying though, like if your team isn't like fed and your team isn't scaling upwards, then that dragon buff, as we can see here, doesn't really do a whole lot of anything, to be honest. Like we're still seeing Boston win a lot of
course,
these
Boston's
team
just
fights.
making really good team fights right now. Hopefully, it can affect it in in future team fights. I really want to see this Sejuani blossom, which he does blossom in team fights. He's just having just really, really unlucky plays right now from Point Park.
Yeah.
But game is still possible. It's only 15 minutes in, even though it is a 17 kill difference and it is a 10 gold kill difference. It's really just a matter of team fights at this point and just being careful and playing very safe.
One team fight in Point Park's favor could flip the entire game.
Of course. Point Park is really, really good at their team fights, so Boston must be careful of that. And Boston has to make sure that they hold this very fed lead that they have right now, because it only takes about 2 team fights for Point Park to get back into the game. So as you see the
and it's possible that those dragon buffs do make a difference later on, but right now Point Park has to start working on that gold deficit.
And Nautilus just makes a massive play, and Nami makes a huge play as well. Maybe we can do something. Nautilus is almost dead, but Jin Zhao secures the kill, and
there we go.
Jinx secures the kill on Vayne.
But it's just kind of
the mid and the jungle secure the kill.
Oh, get that! Come on,
Victor, and that's looking like
that's
Boston's
our
play.
Whole team.
Yes, it is.
That's our whole
except
team.
for Cho'Gath, of course.
Oh, except for Cho'Gath, yeah. Who is?
You know what's really messing them up right now is that the Shen. Every time a team fight happens, their Shen comes from his top lane and goes into these team fights and makes a massive play for everyone.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to have a team fight when your top lane is not there with you, because the top lane in League, they are normally the highest level. They're the highest levels first, just because they're by themselves. And so when you have them enter the team fight with everyone else while the other top lane is still in their lane, it's really hard.
And it looks like Boston has secured the Wind Dragon.
It looks like Nautilus is going. Oh, what a great flash by Cho'Gath to try and avoid that play that Nautilus was trying to make.
Is that the Wind Dragon buff, Ricky Bobby, that Boston College picked up?
Yes, Boston has the Wind Drake, which that's very nice. Very good. Just extra movement speed.
But now it's sort of unfortunate. I guess because like now you're gonna see like the fact that Boston did take that time to like get fed. Work on their laning. Like now they're gonna be able to not only go for those. Not only are they gonna be able to go for those objectives.
I mean, their Nautilus is
but they're also
phenomenal right
they're
now.
also going to be dominating team fights.
You know, it's going to be very hard. But now, as you can see, Victor and Cassidy are fighting in bottom lane, and Victor could possibly secure this kill on this Cassidy maybe. But it seems like he's backed off. And it seems like we're in the team fighting phase now. I'm not really seeing a lot of laning from Point Park. They're very much trying to be group oriented and trying to just scrape up some team fights, some successful team fights. As you see, Jinx was trying to go in for that Vayne, but ended up backing off. You have Castling coming from bottom lane into the right river.
Maybe a little bit of a fight happening here in mid lane.
And
and they summoned the Rift Herald.
The Rift Herald.
And bye-bye tower. Oh,
it's very, very hard
very
to bounce back, especially since Killing God secured 2 Rift Heralds.
Wow, this push.
Very, very huge.
Can Point Park get some kills here?
Could be a massive team fight, but Sejuani dies, unfortunately, to the Shen, and that is looking like that is going to be another kill by Shen.
Their whole team's here. Everyone's here.
Yeah, their Shen is absolutely thriving right now in these team fights.
That Rift Herald got 2 towers.
And it seems like he's going to
He's going to go for a third.
Another plate going in, possibly into the inhibitor.
That was
just Boston College playing very, very strong with objectives.
That was a very effective use of that Rift Herald.
No, very, very, very good. Amazing.
They got 3 hits out of that thing.
Just wasn't able to contest. That was a very good play. I mean, you have Jin Zhao. He's at level 12 in a matter of 20 minutes, and just Point Park is having a really hard time trying to adjust to this team and trying to just contest in these team fights. And it seems like Shen and Vayne are going to try to make a move in top lane to take care of this top tower. It seems like they're going to get that top tower.
It looks like Point Park's playing a good game here too. Like I don't think that they're like playing bad. I think like Boston is really
It's
Really
just,
solid.
just a
The really
very,
solid
very
strategy here.
unfortunate, very, very unfortunate team fights. It seems like it's been a lot of team fights and a lot of the top. There, Boston, especially Boston top. That Shen, he just keeps on rotating
Yeah.
and he keeps on helping with these team fights, and that is a massive play because it's also it at first ends up being from a bottom support in jungle fight to being a top bottom support in jungle fight, which that ends up being a 4v3, and that is obviously going to go into the one with 4 people in the fight's favor, unfortunately. As you
Yeah.
can see, Sejuani and you have Victor trying to push this mid lane, trying to see if they can get a tower off of it. But now it looks like they are going to get crashed on
Oh no!
by the other team. It seems like they
Wow.
pushed just up a bit too much, and this Shen is absolutely
Jeez.
just thriving right now. And Jin Zhao and the Shen is just looking very, very strong right now. And if you don't know, with Jin Zhao's ultimate,
Oh, come on,
when
guys.
he pops his R,
Jeez.
if you're not in his vicinity of his ult, if you try to hit him outside of that circle radius, then he's invincible. So it's very, very hard to try and contest that Jin Zhao when he ults because you have to fight him face on.
Wow, ace.
Cassidy with just picking up these kills, amazing. And you have Nautilus with 20 assists, looking really, really good right now. That Shen has, well, the entire team practically has
They got the
700 gold bounty, and they also secure Baron by 22 minutes. This is just looking like a very, very strong game from
This is
Boston
going
right
to
now.
probably snowball pretty quickly here, I'd imagine, from this point, unfortunately.
Definitely, we could still, Point Park can definitely still, it's still possible for Point Park to hang on to this game. It's just going to be very, very tough. They're going to have to play very, very passive, and hopefully they can pull through, and hopefully they can wait out this Baron buff. I don't think it's very wise to fight the team that has Baron just because of the buff, the movement buff,
Yeah.
the buff on the minions as well. So if you lose the team fight, then the team pushes the minions. And it seems like Sejuani used her flash, but not in a good position. And that is going to be her life for trying to contest that Windrake.
Another Wind Dragon buff
Yes, and
secured for Boston. Ricky Bobby, do you think, I guess, like in this situation, that minion buff is like the most problematic for Point Park right now?
I'd say definitely. And when it comes to objectives in general, you always want to have the objectives just because of those buffs are just so critical when it comes to team fights. And
Yeah.
you also want to secure that Dragon Soul. If you have that Dragon Soul, that's very pivotal. It's just
Wow.
the same as Baron. It's just the same as Rift Heralds. Because as you see those 2 Rift Heralds that Jin Zhao did earlier this game, that gave them just a lot of space in mid. And as you can see, as I said before, you don't want to fight them in Baron, but they ended up having a team fight in Baron, and now just Boston College is just pushing Prey very, very confidently with this Baron buff, and they take out Sejuani again, unfortunately.
Yep.
It seems that they're going to try to secure this kill on Victor. Vayne playing very, very good right now, securing all these kills for her team.
They're going for the inhibitors now.
And see that they're going to try to sweep this game very, very fast. And you already have Shen that spawn pushing mid lane. They're split pushing right now. They're having an amazing split push right now, and it's just going to be very, very hard to defend. I don't think that they are going to be able to defend this, but you know, I mean, you never know. You never know. It's very
We don't know.
have a great team fight, and oh my gracious, Cassidy just goes in there and just destroys Jinx, and it seems like they're going to get the kill
Yep.
on Cho'Gath as well. This Jin Zhao and Shen combo is just looking very, very dangerous, and especially it doesn't help that Cassidy is just going in there doing a lot of burst damage. It seems like that's going to be
And
the first game. Boston College up 1-0. Just what a phenomenal play. Just what an amazing play by Boston College. They played so well in that early game. They saw that Sejuani, that Crush was trying to go for these early games, and once they adjusted to the early games and to Point Park's early game, then they were just able to run with it.
Yeah, that was a very effective strategy put together by Boston. We saw some good stuff from Point Park, though, despite all that. You know, I think Point Park put up a good fight. We'll see if they can
See if they can
adapt to that first game
bounce
and-
back. Hopefully, I don't think that it definitely didn't look like that Sejuani. I pray that I'm saying that name right. I'm really hoping that they can bounce back from this. Maybe switch up some team comp, because you definitely I mean, if I were them, I definitely wouldn't want to be dealing with that Jin Zhao or that Shen.
Loraz went
in the next game. Killing God just played absolutely phenomenal in the early game, just ganking everywhere that he possibly can, and Shen constantly rotating when it hit 8 minutes and 10 minutes, just making such massive plays.
38th Parallel had 23 assists.
Yeah, did just phenomenal support.
And Loraz went 12-0-6.
Yeah,
Killing God.
They're
18-15.
Yeah, Loraz did
8-0-15.
really good in mid, just kind of held out, and then also started rotating to those team fights, and that was the end of the game. I think it was definitely it made it a lot harder for Point Park when just that Sejuani tried to go for that early gank, and it didn't go their way, and they ended up Boston ended up getting like 3 kills, and it was only a matter of 4 or 5 minutes, and they also had that top invasion out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Cho'Gath didn't even see it, unfortunately, and that was already a free 400 gold off the rip.
Yep. Really strong, aggressive early game there from Boston.
Well, very, very just phenomenal gameplay from Boston, and should be going into game 2 very soon. And so we will be right back in a few to start the second game. Boston is up by 1, and Point Park, hopefully they can bounce back from this.
Yep, so let's cut to a quick intermission, and we'll be back when game 2. All right, folks, we are back for game 2 in
And
the.
it seems like Boston's already sticking with the Vladimir ban. I'm
Yep.
very surprised. They really don't want to deal with Point Park's Vladimir.
They
at
don't want to deal
all.
with him at all. We've got another ban from the Pioneers.
What's very odd now is that Boston College did so good with the Jin Zhao, and now they banned Jin Zhao.
Yep.
They might be going for a completely different comp, which I'm very
That'll
curious
be
to see.
interesting.
And Point Park is sticking with the same 3 bans that they had from last game. They don't want to deal with the Blitzcrank. Definitely don't want to deal with the Echo. They definitely want to deal with Thresh.
They do not.
And we have a new ban from Boston College. This is, I hope with the 2 teams pick 'em.
Kaquid right now for the Pioneers. Point Park picking Jinx.
Yep.
Jinx is back. So that'll be going to Allison,
They're
I'm
gonna stick
guessing.
with that Jinx. Yep, they're definitely gonna stick with that Jinx. That Jinx worked very well, and then
Shen is
Boston
back.
is gonna deal with the. They're gonna stick with the Shen, which that was just a very strong pick.
Yeah, that
from
was
first
strong pick
game.
for the
So
first
I'm
game.
hoping to see what Kakwid is going to play against Jason in the second game. Of Killing God, he was the jungler
Yeah.
for last game. I'm wondering what jungler he's gonna pick this time. I'm so surprised that
We'll
they.
see. Nautilus. Okay. So
Okay,
Nautilus
they're
sticking
gonna
with
stick
Nautilus.
With the Nautilus support. That
Yeah.
worked very well. Nautilus had, I believe, 25 assists. Parallel did really good with
23
Nautilus.
assists.
Oh, 23 assists. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good. I was saying, he went crazy though. There's a
Mhm.
lot of assists. All right,
So
glorified places. We'll be
Seeing what
picking
they
next.
pick 'em.
They love to run this clock, don't they, Ricky?
Yes,
Lobby?
they are
They
big
love to make
fans.
us wait. I think it's because they make us wait. They're like,
So
oh, let's
maybe
make
that.
them fill more space.
Fill more space.
They just want to
So
make us have to
they're
fill more
going to
space.
go with a Trundle pick.
Who?
Which
Trundle was banned last time. The last game,
Trundle
correct?
was banned.
So
last
no
time.
Trundle ban. So Trundle's coming in here, and we've seen him before.
Worked very well last
Yeah.
week. So maybe this is the change that they need, and they're going to go with that Vex pick for mid. I'm assuming.
Looks like it, yeah.
Alrighty, there we go. Vex really well.
See, that was a quick pick.
And they
1
picked
second.
and they
1
picked
second.
Victor.
They got the
College,
Victor back.
Boston picking
Listen up,
Victor.
listen up, Point Park. Pick your characters quicker, man. We're gonna fill all this space. We're filling all this
Goodness
space.
gracious. And so we
I kid. They gotta take time to think of the strategy.
Exactly. They have to figure it out, man. And so they banned Viego, which
All right.
I,
And it actually looks like
hmm.
Malphite was banned
Yeah.
by Boston College.
Boston College definitely does not want to deal with the Malphite top
They do
or
not.
the Malphite, just Malphite in general,
Orin,
and they banned Ornn as
Banned.
their
out of here.
Boston College bans Ornn as their 5th pick, and Point Park is going to ban Hecarim. They definitely want to go for those jungle bans because that is Boston College's next pick. They need a jungler. Oh my goodness gracious! I'm sorry. They need
It's
a jungler.
been a long day, folks.
And they need a carry as their last 2 picks. So
yes.
hoping to see what they're going to do.
So 5488.
It's a very unique name.
It is a unique
Sorry
name.
for
I thought maybe that was like his area code, but it's like one too many digits.
They're going to
Picking
go
Vayne.
with. They're going to stick with the Vayne for
All
carry.
right.
The Vayne worked out very well. Ended up going, I believe, 12-0 last game. So that was a very strong pick,
Yes.
especially in the mid game. And so we have Allison now picking. This was a-
Allison will be picking.
And we had a
Leona.
Leona as a support. This
Ooh.
is going to be that's
spicy.
yeah, that's gonna be very pivotal, and I'm gonna call it right now. Might even secure Point Park's dub against Boston just because Leona
Wow.
is such a good support. She has the support. She has the shields. She has the R to just hop in there and just secure those team fights and secure those kills. And we are going with a Tom Kench for a top as well. This is going to be it's a very different comp that I've seen from Point Park compared to the other games. So it seems like they're adjusting.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this is going to be these picks that are going to get them this.
Yeah, this
win.
is exciting because this is a complete like switch up of their team comp, and like
Yeah,
you see, they're trying to
definitely.
really adjust for that really solidified play style.
And Boston is going to go with the Gwen. Oh my grace! And a Gwen jungle, that is very, very unique. You don't usually see that very often. It's usually a Gwen top. So I'm excited to see just how the Gwen jungler is going to work. And Gwen in general is very, very annoying because she has those abilities where she can hide in her mist, and you have to go inside of her mist in order to fight, in order to even do damage to her.
Yeah.
If you're outside of her mist, then she's invincible. So
Right.
she's gonna be very, very hard, and especially with that lifesteal as well. If she gets that online, she's gonna be very, very annoying person to fight.
Indeed. So we've got Tahm Kench as which it's kind of a funny name. It sounds like
Yeah, it's very different.
it sounds like a name that I would just like. I know a Tahm Kench from middle school or something like that. So we got him as our top lane. Trundle for our jungler. Vex is mid, and Leona and Jinx on bottom lane.
Yep.
And then over on Boston, we got Shen for their top lane. Gwen is their jungler. Victor
Jason.
is their mid.
Oof. It's gonna
Vayne
be
and
hard to deal with
Nautilus.
Jason. And
Yeah.
as Shen, he played very, very well with Shen. Constantly rotated
Yeah.
throughout the entire game.
And that
in the top
Vayne
lane.
that Vayne Nautilus combo put a lot of pressure on our bottom tower.
Oh yeah, of course. If you get hit by that
Essentially,
Nautilus hook,
yeah.
I mean that if you get hit by that anchor by Nautilus, then I mean it's practically just a free kill.
Yeah.
Considering how Boston plays, that's very, very hard
So
to deal with.
we'll see if our Jinx and our Leona can compensate for that. I think
Definitely.
Allison can do it personally. I think that he can definitely like match that. Or,
No, definitely. We'll just
you
have
know.
to see. It seems like, as we said
Counter
before, it
that.
seems like Point Park is adjusting to the team comp, but it also seems that Boston College is just trying out an entirely different strat with this Gwen and with this Victor mid. So
Right.
it should be a very good, very good match. Hopefully, Point Park can bring this dub to the table so we can see a game 3. I would love to see a game 3
That's
between
the
these players.
yeah. That would be the silver lining, I guess you'd call it. Is we want to
Oh,
get
yes.
a game 3 here. That would be it.
It still catches me off guard though that Boston College they banned Jin Zhao, even though Jin Zhao worked really well for them.
Yeah.
I'm still baffled by that. I thought they were gonna go with the Jin Zhao since I mean it works. Then I mean why stop using it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the strategy and the I guess like the mindset behind some of these bans are still a little bit interesting to me because again like did they maybe think that Point Park was gonna try to go with the Jin Zhao to like
They definitely thought that they were
Did,
gonna
like,
use
Ditto
the
or
Vladimir
something like
and
that,
the,
or-
in the Malphite. They definitely
they
they stuck to those bans hard because
yeah
Point Park, especially Kakuid, he has a very strong Malphite that just
Yes.
causes a lot of havoc. So they definitely
Yeah.
they definitely don't want Point Park to use comfortable picks, as well as Point Park didn't want their jungler to use Viego. Definitely didn't want
No.
Boston College to use Viego or Hecarim.
yeah I don't think so. So
We have 30 seconds for spectator mode. Should be starting the game. It's going to be the second game. And we are also live every Saturday, by the way. It's for League.
Yes.
It is at 3. It got delayed a little bit to 4 today due to, I believe, just some player difficulties.
yes.
And so,
But
Yeah.
this season's running the entire length of our semester, which
Definitely.
I believe ends April 27th, if I'm not mistaken.
end of the month on that.
Or at least, yeah, my schedule says that semester ends April 27th. So every Saturday at 3 is our normal time. We'll be going live, bringing you guys League. Also, very quickly, this upcoming Friday, 9 p.m.
Oh, my.
to
Yes.
12.
Valorant is
Valorant
starting.
is back. at what might be the most inconvenient time because a lot of our
so excited.
I'm so excited, but we do have a lot of our
Yes.
a lot of our casting crew as commuters, which is a little tough for them to make it in. But we're still gonna bring you guys some awesome Valorant content.
Yes, definitely be sure to come out to
Yeah.
that. We have a very, very amazing team, and they are ready to play. They have been practicing constantly ever since fall semester. So it should be an amazing time on Friday.
So everyone turn up for Valorant this Friday. That'll be going up on our social medias to let
Definitely.
everyone know what's going on.
All right, and here we go.
Let's get into this game. It looks like
They're going to
Point
do
Park
a
is
five-
spreading out,
Oh my gracious!
and Boston is bunching up.
Boston is doing a 5-man, possibly.
Oh,
invade.
no. Does Point Park...
Point Park has to be careful
Point
of this.
Park
I'm not
is
sure
all
if they are
spread
aware
out.
of this. They got to
Oh,
be careful
no.
of this Nautilus anchor. Jinx.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my. Okay.
Wait, what are they doing?
It seems like,
are they
it
dispersed?
seems like Boston is not back up. They weren't able to see anybody. They weren't able to catch anybody in those bushes like they did with Cho'Gath.
Point Park getting into red side jungle looked like for a little bit there, but
Yeah.
sticking to, it looks like their jungle now, maybe trying to pick up some of those camps and do a little bit of farming.
Seems like Gwen is going to be starting. Gwen's going to be starting at her blue, which is very understandable because she needs mana in order to do anything. And we have
Just a lot of sitting around. Everyone's just
Trundle
kind of
starting
waiting.
at blue as well since they need mana. And so everybody's not chilling right now. It's not really any
There we go.
invasion.
Everyone's waiting for those neutral objectives to pop up so they can start taking care of those.
Definitely, I definitely would have liked to see an invade, but that's all good. I love invades. I personally love.
Yeah, every
seeing
time
other
you're like,
teams
can we get an invade?
Yes, I need it. I like seeing it.
It's
I mean,
fun. It's
As
exciting.
you saw last game, it gives a 400 gold if you are successful in the invade, which is just such a big jump, especially when it's only like 2 minutes going into the game. You have that gold advantage.
First bits of action here. We're looking at the bottom lane. Now we're in the top lane. We're all over the place here.
Got some emotes from Point
Whoa.
Park. Oh, and you have
Get
that
him.
Leona. Possibly going in. Got a lot of
Nice poke damage. Nice
from,
poke damage
from
there.
Jinx
Yeah.
on the Vayne. My gracious. Hopefully they can make a play. Hopefully
Some push on the
Point Park's
tower.
bottom could be very strong.
Our Tom Kench up there in the top lane. He's a funny looking champion.
Oh yes, he's very, very lovely.
He's a funny looking champion.
Very, very useful in team fights. He has that amazing art with that knockup.
Yes.
All right, here we go. The junglers are still trying to get inbound and in foot. We have Drake coming up at 5 minutes, and we also have Rift Herald that'll be coming up in just 5 minutes as well.
Uh-oh.
Shen is getting quite
No,
physical.
Tom Kench.
You see Shen is at that level 3 looking very, very dangerous. A very huge CS difference between the top laners right now. That can be very, very hard and detrimental in early game because whoever hits that level 3 and whoever hits that level 4, those level marks, they matter for top lane because that means they can box a bit more and fight more. Duel more, that's what I would just say.
Yes.
Duel
They're not boxing, per se.
more.
Although I would love to see some of these champions fight Jake Paul or something like that.
All right. Let's get back to the game.
No, I'm kidding. I digress.
So we have Gwen looking for a very early gank on the Vex, which seems like that might be possible. Vex has no
chip
mana.
damage.
This could be very, very possible right now. A lot of poke damage on Leroy's Victor. Hope I'm saying that name. Leroy's.
I think it's Laraz. I don't think they'll get too mad at you for mispronouncing that one.
We got some
Is
got
this
a
an
little bit
ambush?
of some invading from Gwen. Just looking at the
What?
other junglers.
Are they going to jump out at these guys? Oh! They are.
Just like a huge engagement.
First blood?
A very, very huge engagement.
First blood.
from
Let's
Point Park, and
go.
they secure that kill on the Vayne, possibly securing the kill.
Oh, are they
on
getting the
Nautilus?
Nautilus?
Trundle going in. Trundle is definitely.
No, Trundle.
Seems like Trundle just went in a bit too far. Ended up giving the kill.
Was that a little bit of like an overreach in
Definitely
Point
for an
Park
overreach.
strategy?
Point Park definitely wanted to get that kill on Nautilus, but it really wasn't that serious to get that kill on.
They
the,
got that
on the
400 gold
Nautilus.
bonus though.
Exactly, of
which
course. You
was
want to get that
beneficial.
kill on that carry. If that was vice versa, the way they got the kill on the support, really wouldn't have mattered that much. But since they got that kill on Boston's Vayne, their bottom lane, that kind of sets our Jinx up. That sets their Jinx up for success, and that's what you want to do. That's the whole purpose of ganks is to feed your lane, to have that lane kind of snowball a little bit.
Yeah.
Very good engagement by Point Park.
Already, I think we're seeing a different strategy from Point Park here.
Point Park definitely looking
we
a
had
lot more
way,
solid.
We had a way bigger like kill deficit.
I mean,
and
by
gold
the time
deficit.
in 5 minutes, by the time in 5 minutes, Boston College they already had a 10 kills by 5
Yeah.
minutes. So this is looking
So-
very, very good right now, looking very, very even. And so the Mountain Drake just spawned just now, and hopefully maybe we have we have Point Park that could secure that.
So how much of this difference can we attribute to the change up in team composition, and how much of it can we attribute to just maybe playing a little bit differently to combat like Boston's early strategy?
Well, I think this is looking really, really well right now. As you can see, this is looking very, very even. A complete change, to be honest, from
Yeah.
Point Park, and it seems like it's working very well right now. Everybody's even. The top lanes, they're both level 6. They're both kind of poking at each other. It's not really a lot of feeding going on, and there's not really any crazy ganks that are going on by each team. They're both playing very, very safe, just trying to see what the other team is going to do. Point Park has to take account that this is game point for Boston College, so they have to play a lot more passive. They have to think about that and play a lot more safer and just dictate how they're going to play. As you can see, Gwen is going near that Drake, trying to see if they can secure the Drake or not, but she's going to get the Scuttle Crab, which that gives them vision in the river.
That's
So
a
it's
big
very,
one.
very good.
Small enemy, big impact.
Exactly. So like Gwen gave up that oh no, did not give up. Secure that crab, sorry. And so see, it's very, very important to get that Scuttle Crab, especially near the Drake and of course in both the rivers, because it just gives you so much vision in the river, and so much action happens in the river. Most of the action happens in the river in a lot of games.
We're looking at a mini-map here, Ricky Bobby, on bottom side jungle in the little Drake area. Is that the Mountain Drake that we have spawning in down
Definitely, that is the Mountain Drake.
Mountain Drake spawning in. So we'll see who picks that up. It looks like right now
Very
the
huge
Gwen
area.
from Boston is down there.
As you can see, Gwen is going to help out and try to get a little bit of a gank, but you do have Trundle there, so we have a good 3v3. Amazing poke damage by the Jinx right now.
Nice.
Hitting really, really hard. Also hit the Vayne for a little bit right now. Oh my gracious.
Massive improvement already from game one. In the game one, that would have been like every Pioneer, everyone on Point Park would have probably been eliminated in that situation.
Well,
we like literally saw that.
But then again, you don't have the Shen. You don't have Boston College's Shen rotating that much. By now, when it came to those engagements, the Shen popped up out of nowhere, completely out of thin air, and was able to help out with these team fights. But you see him playing very into his lane right now.
He was in the right place at the right time.
Definitely.
A lot of the time last game. Getting a little bit of a poke here.
Allison looking very, very strong on the Jinx, but it seems like that's going to be a massive gank. Hopefully, or possibly a huge gank by the Gwen. And you see Leona with an amazing flash to avoid Nautilus's hook. You definitely don't want to get hit by that hook.
Oh, big damage there on the Nautilus.
Allison, leaves Nautilus and Vayne both at 1. It doesn't seem like they're able to get any kills out of that, but it does leave them at 1, so maybe they can get a CS difference and possibly push the lane. As you see, there's like a 10 CS difference between the bottom lane. So I think in this game in particular, I believe that a lot of the action and what's going to dictate the game is definitely that bottom lane.
Yes. And that really good ult there that hit the Nautilus might also just keep them from pushing. Out of low health. That'll just give the Pioneers a little bit of time to breathe.
Them to back off.
Right. Give Point Park a little bit of breathing space, which might be like what they need right now.
Vex is gonna try to just contest Gwen's jungle, but
the Mountain Drake has been up for a while and nobody's gone for it.
Surprisingly,
yeah. Like no one has gone for that. So
someone went for that.
Maybe the Pioneers are thinking like, hey, we went for those dragon buffs in the early game and we didn't get our laning done.
Again, you just want to play safe. You don't really want to go for an objective while the entire team is up. Because, of course, from our perspective, we see everything. But, of course, in the game, you just don't know where that enemy team is. Yeah, and Shen went in.
Did Tom Kench just, like, eat up that player?
Yes.
And, like
yes. It is a beautiful ability that Tom Kench has. Beautiful ability.
Oh, man, that's great.
As I said before, Tom Kench is a very fun character to play. A very annoying character, but very fun.
Oh, that was funny.
Like
I was like, where did their top laner go? He disappeared. That was funny.
That could have been a possible huge gank from Trundle, but since Trundle's gonna back off.
Maybe not. Is he gonna come back?
No, he's just gonna get rid
No,
of the
he's
ward
gonna, yeah,
and
he's
just
gonna
keep
get
it
that
going.
ward. Yeah.
And as you can see, Gwen started.
Oh,
to
it looks
invade
like the
other
Pioneers are going for the Mountain Drake. Maybe they feel like they're safe in a position where they've been applying that pressure, keeping things
Yeah, it
pretty
definitely
even.
seems that they're not gonna get contested from that Drake, but Vex has to be careful. She's very up right now, playing very, very aggressive,
Yeah.
and she's going to knock heads with the Gwen. But we do have Trundle as well coming over to try and help. Maybe this could be a huge play.
We'll see what. Oh,
Oh,
boy.
A really good flash by Vex, but
Oh boy.
doesn't. Oh, and it seems like she gets out of it, which is very, very well.
There
Victor
we go.
has no mana and was able to secure the kill, which is very, very good.
So we're still looking pretty even.
Yeah, it's been very even
Point
for a
Park
very long time now.
down. 0.3 gold. Not really anything.
Yeah,
insane.
not really much.
Not right now.
Not really
The
much
kills
of a
are
goal
even,
difference. Very,
and
very easy.
They got that Mountain Drake buff, so I like to see that switch. Not
Yeah, definitely,
that
like a complete
automatically
switch,
going
yeah.
for the dragon, switching up that like let's make sure we're leveled up a little bit more, make sure we're like applying pressure.
Yeah, they're definitely playing really, really smart right now. They're not
Yeah.
just going in, trying to look for kills, trying to play as hungry as they did last game. Playing very, very smart right now. And as you can see, the Jinx is doing
Oh,
loads of
no!
damage to the Vayne, but Vayne
Shoot.
is not able. I mean, but Jinx wasn't able to contest it.
That's not great.
And as you can see, Shen uses ult, teleported to his player, and was able to just
Wow,
have
they're
that
still
rotation
just
now.
walking through us.
And there we go.
Wow. That's not good.
Knew eventually that it was going to happen.
Right.
Shen's ult is very huge. Shen in general is just very versatile when it comes
Yes.
to laning, and it also comes to being in those team fights because he can't just pop up out of thin air and just appear out of nowhere for those team fights that's happening. You practically have a second jungler on your team practically that's just playing in top with Shen. So they use that as a very, very, very good team fight by Boston. And it seems like now there's going to be a little bit of a gap now because of that team.
Yeah, we've got a pretty sizable CS difference there on our junglers at 26
Yeah, definitely.
gap there, which is that could just keep going and get big,
Yeah,
which would not
Gwen
be
is
great.
definitely doing a lot. Obviously, is doing a lot of her camps and also invading camps as well. That's preventing Trundle from just getting his build online and trying to fight as well.
Yep. So well, let's see if the Pioneers can bounce back from that little bit of that loss in
Victor
that
doing a lot of
team fight.
Yeah, Victor doing a lot of poke damage in mid.
Still looks like a pretty
Still want to say it's pretty even, but
yeah in top lane.
Trundle uses the Rift Herald. Really, very odd. Uses the Rift Herald from like the top mid of the river. But seems like that is going to be
Yeah,
a
and
failed fight unfortunately, and a failed Herald. Unfortunately, that Herald is going to get contested, and they're not going to. Park is not going to get any value from that Herald, sadly. But
there we
in spite
go.
of that, in light of that, Allison
Allison.
goes in and gets that kill on that Victor, which is very, very huge. Got a 400 gold from that Victor, so that's going to be very, very good.
That's good. Yep. Turret plating is gone.
It seems like it was. I don't want to say, but it does seem like it was a misclick from Trundle. He just randomly summoned that Herald from the mid river, and the Herald really wasn't able to do anything, much of anything. And he also wasn't able to win that team fight, and also died in midst of some of the Herald, which that didn't work at all.
Yeah, it didn't seem like I wouldn't think that that would be an intentional play.
It definitely didn't look like an
might have been a
intentional
little
play.
bit of
Maybe-
a misclick there.
Maybe we just.
We can't assume anything,
Of course,
but
of
it looks
course.
like that just doesn't seem like something that they would do.
Well, definitely
you know,
didn't. Definitely didn't
strategically.
work that way, unfortunately. But
No.
here we go. Back
We get a
into it.
gank.
We have possibly a huge team fight in bottom lane right now. Nautilus looking to hit that anchor, and it seems like Vayne is going to go in and try to do some poke damage to the Leona. But now we have Gwen in bottom lane now, and it seems like Point Park is going to both teams are going to back off. I think that would be very nice. I wanted to see a team fight there. I like watching team fights.
Ricky
That's
Bobby loves team fights.
my
guys.
favorite. That's my favorite feature in this game. Just seeing.
It
team
is a lot of
fights,
fun.
seeing what
Team
the
fights are
teams do.
sweet. Yeah.
But again, I think Point Park is just taking into account is that if they go into a team fight, Shen is definitely going to ult and
Yeah.
be there as well, which that's very, very, it's just very, very hard because it seems like Shen is everywhere. So you have to play passive as if Shen is going to be, it's just going to be there when you have a team
Right.
fight. Which
At
is
a
really, really
moment's
hard to deal
notice,
with. Yeah,
Shen.
exactly. Very,
Be
very
ready.
hard to deal with. But now it seems like Boston College is going to play really, really aggressive right now to try and secure this win Drake that just popped up.
Yep, and looks like they're gonna snatch that up.
And Tom Kent's
Uncontested.
still fighting, and he ults, and that should be a possible gank. And Tom
Oh.
Kent eats Shen, pulls him back, and that is going to be a
Yes!
huge,
Let's go.
huge thing.
Tom
And they also
Kent.
summon Rift Herald, which is a very, very good summon by Trundle. He
Oh,
finally got
boy.
it this time, and that is going to be Point Park's first tower on
There we
on the top
go.
lane, but it might be. Oh no!
Oh no, they
That
backed
was a
off.
very, very. Oh, and it seemed like are they able to get another plate? And they
Another?
get another plate.
Wow.
On the Shen. Very, very good by Point Park.
Massive play by the Pioneers there. That was nuts.
The Rift Herald is still alive. Is he going to get that second play? He's going to get another hit. Oh
No,
my gracious! That was looking
Nautilus.
very, very dangerous for Boston College because you do not want that Rift Herald to get 3 hits. Because, I mean, as we saw last game,
Right.
Boston College
Yeah.
got those 3 hits, and it's just a lot of structural damage.
They didn't have the Rift Herald stats at the end of the game, but he was the MVP.
No, definitely the
No,
MVP for that
was
mid
a
lane.
that was a great play from Point Park there. I was sort of wondering if they were going to start to slip a little bit
Yeah,
from
no,
that
very,
goal
very,
deficit,
very
but
good
that play
engagement.
was great. That was a really great push,
As you
applying
can
some
see,
pressure.
because they did that play and they pushed the top lane practically all the way near the inhibitor. They traded that. Well, Boston College, they got the Drake off that.
Right, but like that gives them a little bit of breathing room potentially,
Definitely.
especially in the top
Definitely,
lane.
that definitely forces the Shen to back off now. He has to say a bit. He has to be a bit more attentive to his lane now because his lane is completely pushed now.
Which,
Hopefully that backs him off in team fights.
right,
hopefully.
yeah, I was gonna say, which sort of gives the other lanes for Point Park some breathing room.
I see Gwen trying to see if she can
Um,
get a massive kill on the Vex, and as you can see, as I said before, just
Yeah, that
unreal,
was-
just unreal damage output by Gwen,
That
and
was
as you
so
can see, she got tons of health back as she got hit by the burst from Vex. Is a very, very dangerous character to deal with in a 1v1, especially.
Yeah.
See,
That was
Vayne
quick.
is going in, and Vayne flashes, but
Oh
also
no! Team
Jinx
fight!
flashes and
No, not really a team
unfortunately,
fight.
dies, and they're going to go for that kill on Leona as well.
Where was Point Park? Where were we?
Point Park was there, but it seemed like they were just a bit too far up.
Yeah, it looked
excuse
like
me.
it. Uh-oh.
Unfortunately, they were just
Okay.
trying to push that mid lane and didn't really notice that Boston College was quite literally in their jungle.
Quite literally all of them were right there. 4 of the 5.
And it seems like Victor is going to push the bottom lane very, very hard, but could be expense of his life since we have a Tom Kenzie and a Vex possibly chasing him maybe. So here we go. We are nearing the 20-minute mark. They're going to have Baron that's going to spawn in a minute, and as you saw last game, whoever gets Baron definitely has a massive advantage.
Big
You want to get
advantage.
that Baron.
Yeah.
You really want to get that Baron.
That minion buff is
No, it's disgusting.
it's gross.
It's very
It's
very
foul.
strong.
To be honest, it's quite foul. Yeah.
So here we go.
A little
We
bit of
have
pressure.
Tom Kenzie, and we also have Trundle coming up just to take care of the minions. I don't think they're gonna really try to fight this Shen, since the Shen is backed off, and you have some
Yeah.
engagement in mid. It seems like you have a lot of call-outs coming from the mini map. That they're trying to make a move, and Nautilus
Wow.
hits that anchor. It's a very, very dangerous anchor. You do not want to hit by that
Jeez.
anchor, and Jinx dies. Unfortunately, Loralis secures the kill on Allison.
Ricky Bobby, I just looked at the CS differences for the first time in a little
I
while.
haven't been looking at the CS differences. in a
20 in the
while.
top lane.
About 30 for the jungle. That Gwen has been clearing jungles like very, 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 very fast, and has been jungle invading a lot, which is very, very hard for Trundle, especially to bounce back from that. As you can see, there is a level difference. Gwen is level 13, and Trundle is level 11, which is
Yeah.
quite unfortunate. But I mean, game is still possible. We're going into a lot of heavy team fights. As you can see, a lot of team-oriented play styles now. We're kind of out of the laning phase.
The Baron is up.
Yeah, Baron is up. And so that's going to be very, very hard. And as you can see,
No one's
the
going.
Hexatech Dragon is with that terrain, and so Gwen and Nautilus
Yep.
are able to just hop in there very, very fast and engage. And it seems like that's going to be a massive engagement. And
Oh,
Nautilus
no.
hits that,
That
hook.
hook is crazy, man.
Well, hook. Anchor, sorry.
That anchor
Once
is
Nautilus
crazy.
hits that anchor, it's very, very hard. And as you see, Shen, he ulted his teammate
Wow.
and got into that team fight. And Leona's going to flash away to try and get out of that. But Gwen moving at the speed of light trying to get that kill and
Jeez.
wasn't able to secure the kill, unfortunately.
All right, so it looks like
And as
maybe,
going to
yep,
be
going for
the
Hexatech
third Drake
Dragon.
up. Wow.
The Hexatech Dragon looks cool.
They're going to be able to get that Drake while also having the Victor and the Vayne split pushing
Yes,
as
Tom
well. And
Kench,
Tom
get
Kench
him.
is going to take care of that Victor.
Yes.
Very, very good kill on the Victor, but at the expense of the Dragon and a lot of split
Yeah.
pushing. But as you can see, Point Park is not forgetting about that top lane. They are pushing that top lane, making sure that that top lane is always pushed. So Boston College has to worry about it constantly, which is very, very good.
Yeah, good play on their part. No one's going for that Baron yet. It'll be interesting to see who goes for it and when, because right now it looks like they're kind of focused on putting pressure on each other.
Definitely, especially for Baron, that is like after a successful team fight,
You go
then
scoop that thing
you
up.
go
and,
get that Baron.
Right.
It's very, well, I love it how I say that, and Boston College is going head first, literally looking
Just
at
proving
Baron.
us wrong instantly.
Just
Instantly,
looking
like,
at that Baron, trying
their
to check that
casters,
Baron.
their caster said we wouldn't do it. Let's go for that Baron now, guys. They're like instantly going
Just
for
go
it now. No, it looks like they weren't. It looks like maybe we're correct. Maybe
No,
they're gonna
definitely,
wait.
they were definitely just trying to get the wards because
They were
you
thinking
always
about
have to
it.
have vision on that Baron, especially
Right.
now since, I mean, you have the knowledge to just went in.
Wow.
Amazing. It looks like there's going to be
Team
another
fight.
successful team fight, but also
Oh, jeez.
and Vayne secures the kill on Leona, unfortunately, and Trundle is already out of the scene. I was going to say,
Oh,
and Jinx
nice.
with a really, really securing those kills. And
Another one?
could possibly
Oh,
secure the
that-
kill on Vayne, maybe. Unfortunately,
That'd be
isn't able to
sweet.
secure the kill.
Tom Kench,
on
no.
But now you have Gwen just going in there doing what she does
Jeez.
with a slight double kill, unfortunately.
And that brings us to a 5 gold deficit.
It's 5 gold definitely looking
An
like
11
a,
kill deficit too, and the CS differences
Very,
are
very rough.
kind of gross.
It's about a 60 CS difference between
The junglers.
between the junglers. As you can see, the Gwen is just playing very, very strong. As you can see, just the quick jungling strategies right there. Has both buffs online. It's very, very hard to fight against the jungler, especially when they have that red buff, because that makes their dueling and their fighting so much stronger. Because when you have the red buff and you go in, it slows the enemy as well. And then if you have the team with you, then you're slowed and you're trying to get out. And especially if you don't have flash, then you're most likely dead, unfortunately. Especially with Gwen's strong and amazing kit with just those slows and those scissors. Those are just very, very dangerous.
Yeah. So, oh, yep. So right about now, Boston is gonna go for the Baron, maybe.
Just from what it looks like, they're just kind of warding it out. They're trying to get that vision. It's very, very hard to go for Baron because Baron is such a pivotal buff in the game. You want to make sure that you have that contest. And it seems like Leona is going to get caught by Nautilus's anchor and die to that,
Wow.
unfortunately. While trying
That
to get
anchor
vision.
is.
They were trying to get vision for the Baron because they knew that Boston was looking at that Baron, but unfortunately, they just pushed up a bit too far.
Yeah.
And now, as you can see, just some amazing plays by Boston. They are split pushing, and they were
Yeah.
able to get possibly that bottom tower while also securing Baron.
So
And they secure that Baron on
Yep.
well.
that Baron is all theirs, unfortunately.
And as you can see, you had Jinx and Trundle. They kind of pushed up mid to try and get some pressure, to try to get some lane pressure. And I thought they were going to go for the Shen, but they're going to be backing off now.
Another turret destroyed by Point Park. Where was that? Was that in mid?
Yes, that was mid. They took care of.
Okay. Mid lane
mid
tower
tower,
is
yeah.
done. So
Bottom lane is looking very, very rough right now. It seems like bottom
Yeah.
lane's towers just have not been touched at all compared to Boston College's other two lanes. So the bottom lane is looking very, very strong right now. And you want to be careful especially now more than ever because they have that Baron buff, and we saw that try to team fight against that Baron buff, then Boston is going to move very,
rough,
very
son.
fast and end the game like they did
And
last time. You want to be careful from that.
They are pushing Point Park top lane and middle lane, it looks
About
like.
8K, 9K in gold difference. And Nautilus, with no fear at all, flashing in, and Gwen going in there to team fight, and they're going to just go in there and do whatever they want. And they force the flash from Leona, which has just very, very big play.
They just
very,
walked
very
right
strong
past
play
the
by
turret.
Boston.
They were like, we'll come back and get you later.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you have Nautilus and you have Gwen. They're practically just tanking those tower hits now with that Baron buff especially.
Eating those things for breakfast.
And it seems like they're going to try and possibly end the game to this. And
Yeah, they're just going to, I think, are they just going, oh no, it looks like they're not.
it's going to be very, very hard. And they have all their lanes pushed up, but it seems like they're going to back off because as you can see, we have another dragon spawning now.
Which that is
going to be the Hexatech dragon.
Hexatech Dragon again, okay.
That is possibly going to be. No, that is not going to be Hexatech Soul. Not just yet. But yes, they're going to secure that Hexatech dragon, and that is going to be very, very huge.
The Dragon Soul is on the 5th dragon, am I correct?
The
Fifth.
fourth. Pretty sure that's the 4th dragon. No. Ah, you're confusing me. Yeah, it's the 5th. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so the next dragon will drop the soul.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you want that one. Big time.
Yes. Yes. Ideally, it would be.
Ideally, you want the dragon soul.
I mean, you want all the dragons. Of
Yeah,
course,
you want all of
but
them, obviously,
Yeah, it
but-
happens. Point Park looking very, very good right now. They're defending against this Baron buff. They're playing very, very careful, pushing these lanes very subtly. Trundle is going into enemy territory right now, looking very, very shaky, but he puts that ward down to try and get some vision.
I thought that man was emoting. And I was like, this guy, there's no way. That's real. I thought he was
No,
like
no
flexing
way.
on us. I was like, that's disrespectful. But he was just going back to their nexus. My mistake.
And so you have Gwen, Nautilus, and you just have Gwen and Nautilus. They are pushing that top lane very, very hard. And you have Vayne hitting the scene now, pushing that lane. Could see a possible team fight. As you can see, they
All
want to
right.
get Point Park's top lane tower.
Team fight.
And as you can see, they have to be careful because Shen is also split pushing
Yeah.
in the bottom lane, just looking very, very uncontested right now. And we are nearing a 30-minute game. This is looking a bit rough for Point, but they can still pull through. They're playing
They're
passive.
holding out. That's for sure.
They got to be careful with that Nautilus anchor. And as you can
Ooh.
see, Nautilus is looking for that anchor. He is not hesitating at all.
We're going to team fight. Team fight.
Still going to be a massive team fight
Yes.
right now. And Nautilus is
Except
just
there is no
putting
other
in-
team. It's just
and Boston College
Boston.
gets that tower, and they're going to try and full push, possibly to try and maybe look for this inhibitor.
ooh, okay.
And Nautilus goes in, pops his ult, gets so much shield from that, and it seems like
Wow.
Boston College is going to get that kill. Vayne with just an amazing presence, but Trundle secures the kill on Nautilus, but unfortunately at the cost of his life.
No.
And it seems like that might be a team like Vayne with this a massive play right now. And
That
Trundle
is-
is up trying to
Yeah.
just contest with these minions, but it seems like that is going to be his life as well as Gwen comes in there and gets and finishes that ace. And unfortunately, it seems like that is going to be the game. As we see, Shen is already recalling with just the amount of confidence.
Yeah, and like,
Same.
I guess for those who don't know, the further you get into a game, if you die, the longer your
the
respawn
timer, so
timer
you
takes.
want to play very, very careful. It just seemed
Right.
like
So we've got like some of the pioneers here over 30 seconds for a respawn, and that and right there is enough for Boston College. To
yeah,
pick up
Boston
the
College.
victory.
There was way too many engagements that they had, and they took off with it. They had a team fight, and they pushed those lanes very, very fast. They took
Yep.
objectives very, very fast. It was just very, very efficient when it came to their usage of team fights and engagements. But it seemed like that Shen, just that constant presses from Shen,
Yeah.
and that Gwen especially. That Gwen worked out so well for them in that game, and I can't help but think about the Vayne as well. The Vayne just, it was looking very, very
Yeah.
good for Jinx in the beginning of the game, but ended up getting contested by Nautilus. Nautilus has such a presence in that game, but that will be the end of the set. Boston College, it is that will be 2-0. They will be winning that, and so next week we also have a stream for League, and we do have Valorant stream now.
On Friday.
It will be at 9 p.m. on Friday. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to be very, very huge. We're so excited to have just Valorant in the scene, because Valorant is just such a popular tactical shooter, such a popular FPS, and it's become so mainstream. And so I'm very excited to see what our team is going to do for that.
Exciting. I think casting will be me and Brett. Maybe Mason.
Sure. Not very sure about that, but I mean, we'll make it a surprise for the viewers.
Exactly. Exciting stuff. You won't quite know who's going to be here.
Yeah.
But
hope you guys have a great week, and just be sure to follow up with us. We'll keep you updated. All right, have a good weekend.
Everybody stay safe, stay warm. See you guys later.